This is Cuberized, and welcome to All the Mods 11. I made a tunnel through the nether to get to this bastion, and then promptly died. So I'm back here, and I'm hoping they are not hostile. I did pick up my grave, and so I did that, and then turned on the recording. So I am still have a lot to loot there. There's gold blocks down there, and I am up fairly high, so I do need to kind of be careful what I'm doing. But I wanted to come over here because I think there are more chests. Yep, and they're unhappy with me. Okay, well, let's pause a moment and I will tell you what's going on. We are now in a new version, so beta has been updated. Now it's version 0.1.1. With this, we've had several... Oops. Let me pause the game here so I don't die while I talk about this. Several updates. Extended AE has been added. Fast Suite, which I'm not sure what that is, but that was added, and Super Factory Manager was added. That sounds impressive. Agritech was removed because it does the same thing that Agritech Evolved does. So with that, there's going to be a bunch of errors that need to be ignored when you're loading up your game. 253 to be exact. So if you see a message about QBJS errors from Agritech, you can ignore it. It's fine. Accelerated decay was also removed. And then there were just some tooltip updates, and all the mods was updated. NeoForge was updated. So a bunch of things have changed, but nothing major added that I'm aware of. It's not like a bunch of mods were removed or added that would change gameplay. So with that being said, back to being in the nether. So yeah, there's my death point. These guys are a little bit, you know, brutal. And they do want to come after me anytime I am out and about. The zombified piglins are harmless. It's the piglins that don't like me. And I currently have golden boots on, although they're not doing well because they got pretty well damaged before I died. So I'm going to try to do some crowd control here and see if we can entice guys to come up here but not come through. Probably helps if I do both sides so they don't come up. And I'm not seeing anybody. I have to watch out for my pickaxe too, because with all of the mining, yeah, that's zombified piglins, so that's not a problem. There they are. There they are. There he is. That's the guy who wants to hurt me. Not these guys. I need the zombified piglins to go away. Oh, thank you. No, I said go away. And you came right back. There he is. Two steps slightly over. Yeah, that's what I didn't want to have happen. Big problem. So now the zombified piglins don't like me. This is just going to be too much fun. So between episodes I did go ahead and plant a new farmland area. That, are we going to... Yeah, you're gonna bother me. New farmland area to have more of the essence growing. And let me back up a little bit here. Where am I not backing up? Okay. And I'm also running out of room. Because I picked up everything and I haven't dropped it off yet at my base. Yeah, the chance of me falling in lava is pretty high. So I'm just going to see if I can go over just a little bit and see these guys. Now they're over here. If there was only one of them, I wouldn't be too concerned. Yeah, there's chests there. But there's more than one. At least it sounds like there is. So we're just going to make a little hole here. Yeah, I don't want to be really careful, and I can't reach it. Well, I don't see them, so we might be okay. Let me see how much of this I can grab. None of it. I need to toss some of this stuff. Got a little bit here. Some of this stuff I already have in my backpack. I need to upgrade my backpack. It's nice to have arrows. Yeah. Let me take this and break this down into ingots. So I have ingots in here. So the really, really good news, and I was hoping to catch it on camera, which I didn't. In fact, I should say it the other way around. I was hoping that I would have my camera on and have all this stuff recorded so I could share it with you, but I did loot 2 chests, and then these are 2 more chests that I've looted. And I did find another scrap, and I found ancient debris. So, and now I have a netherite upgrade. So I'm just over the moon excited here with stuff that I have going on, and I have more arrows, which is great. And I'm surrounded by pigmen, and it sounds like there's a ghast somewhere. So I'm going to put this here. Let me put this up here. That I know I have in my backpack. And there. Okay. Did it. Yay. Got it. So... yeah. So I did pick up... There's something in the nether called black diamond. But I have one ancient debris, which I'm going to stick up here, and I think I have one more piece of netherite scrap. Yep. Which all came out of a chest. So this is all the wonderful, amazing stuff that you can get here. Yeah, and it's also, you know, a great place to pick up nether quartz and gold and glowstone, all those wonderful things, as well as prosperity ore, and there's the ghast over there. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out how to get up out of here. Where did I come down? I came down here. Ah. A little parkour. There we go. So... yeah, they're all down there. And they're not happy with me. And I would love to keep... I mean, there's like stuff everywhere, but I would really prefer not... I really would like to find where I came up. Oh, there it is. Ah, almost lost it. So, yeah. So there's plenty of things to mine out here. This is crimson iron ore, and I have to be careful not to end up breaking my pickaxe. There's this solium, which is used in mystical agriculture. There's fluorite, which we aren't using yet, but it's here. There's more of that stuff, and I don't really want to mine out underneath my feet. I did stretch netherite that I already had over openings, so I wouldn't fall in lava. This isn't bad. I could have gone down and up, but there were hostiles down there. But you can see the gold, there's prosperity, there's more of that, and it's just everywhere. So I'm just going to do a little bit more running. Where it got to be tricky is when I would come out to like this, and it was a big drop. So I would turn and go a different direction, and some of it I found to be easy to do. Some of it was a little scarier, like this, just because it's so high. But it's doable. I had a couple of problems finding lava when I was tunneling that was like right there and coming at me. So yeah, you just kind of back up a little bit. An easy way to actually stop it, and I'm not going to mark that because it's underneath my feet, is to actually break a block so that the lava has some place to go down. Let me put this away. There we go. So yeah, this was not a good look. Yeah, so it's a great way to turn and keep going. So yeah, some things were bigger challenges than others to cross, just from a sheer don't look down and keep doing it. But you know, doing this, you can find things like that's vibranium, and yeah. So if you can get yourself to a bastion, even if you have to do it this way to get through, it's probably worthwhile, because you can go ahead and see if you can get any really worthwhile goodies. which I did. And that was one of my juices. I made more cornbread. And I also made some candied nuts, which is, this is walnuts, which I have, 2 walnuts and 2 sugar. So that's a nice thing to make. It's better than just a lot of the other items. So the more you can combine things, you get some... Hello! Yeah, they were kind of a little scary. And I tended to want to avoid them because, yep, they do that. They come up and say hello. Yeah. And when you're walking on a, path that's only 1 block wide, you don't really want friends. There we go, I got a little bit of experience. Okay. Yeah, the other thing is you have to watch out when you've got these big openings for gas, because they will... Ooh, kidoki. This might get a little bit more interesting. These guys weren't here. Well, they were, but they weren't right there, because now he's right there. I mean, I could make another path. I'm just hoping he, goes away. He's underneath. I don't think he can hop up. But this guy is right here. Don't you want to jump down or jump off? You really want to do that. Go visit your buddy. Closer. Go. One more jump. Not that way. Okay, we'll see here. Oh, there's another one. And I definitely need to be careful because I don't want to end up in the lava. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you just want to stay away from me. Okay, he's down. That's good. Okay. Haha. All right. So, yeah, this is another one where, yeah, it's over a giant lava lake. I was going to go through here, but yeah, I realized he had lava. So if you have lava coming at you, if you can break a block, it'll flow into it and the lava flow will stop. It won't come closer to you. So you don't have to panic. So in other words, if I came up here and I broke this block and there was lava coming at me, you don't even have to place a block, you just break one. And that's enough that it'll stop it so I could safely be right here. And it won't cross that. It'll just stop right there. So, safety tip on the lava. And I had to, yeah, it wasn't the first pathway I found that was like that, so. Yeah, yep. So I won't bore you with all of the running back through here. So I'll stop here and I'll wait and actually let me just go home. I will go home. Okay, here we are. We're home. So yeah. So the other new thing I don't know that I covered this in the last one, but I have a farmer who's actually growing wheat. And in fact, let me take that out. And then I have a trader that is a Fletcher. And I went over this in a different Let's Play where you can actually trade sticks for emeralds. He will also, at this point, take flint for emeralds, which is great. And, yep, this is going swimmingly. I've been composting seeds in a composter and putting them in here to make mercury. Now this, not the hopper, but this gizmo and the thing underneath it are from Theurgy. And Theurgy, you make a heat element down here, which is a pyromantic brazier, razor, something. But it's a essentially a campfire. But you have to feed it fuel so to get it going, and then you can, I've been piping in seeds in here, which will feed into here, and then you can see that there's, if you look at the very top of the screen, this is a mercury distiller. So it takes items that you feed into it and convert it to mercury. And mercury is used in Theurgy to do all of the alchemical processes. So this is a mercury distiller. So yeah, because I have the abundance of seeds, I got this going. Yes. So I'm going to take a moment and throw some stuff in chests, and then we are going to make the mechanical squeezer and mechanical drying basin. So I'll be right back. Okay, with mechanical ones, you do not need this, so we can pick this up. And to make the mechanical versions of these, we need these. And that is the wrong tool. And I need to make a diamond axe. So I have 3 diamond tool. Well, I have a sword and 2 tools, and that's all the diamond I have, I believe. Yeah, so I have to make the rest of it. So with this, if you take a look here, we need 1 diamond, some kind of obsidian, and these energy batteries. Now the energy batteries need blocks of crystallized mineral, a block of redstone, and some extra chunks. So I need 2 of those, and I hopefully will have, did I put it in the, yes, I put all my stuff over here. And I've eaten the berries, but they, so I probably should put them in here. Okay, so redstone is the other thing I need. Redstone blocks. Okay, so let's make the batteries first. Oh, and the other one takes the same batteries and some obsidian. And I just saw obsidian. Did I put it in here? Yes, I did. Yeah, this is regular obsidian, so I've got some obsidian. So I need to make 4 of the energy batteries. And the first problem I'm going to run into is I don't have any more shards. So let's, I think we can just break one of these down into shards. Yes, and I think I'm going to have to break down another one. Okay, so and there. 1, 2, that's the 3rd one, and that's the 4th one. And yep. So I can do this, and I'm missing the diamond. And I move my diamonds. There they are. The mystical agriculture is using up a lot of my diamonds. So between episodes, I made 2 things. Well, I made the there. So now the setup for these is still the same. So this is my energy cell, so I need to put down something there, and it's obviously immediately taking the energy. And then I want to put this down next to it, and it just took energy. So the generator here, if I put fuel in it, will actually then, yeah. So I still have plenty of fuel. And let me put this away there. And the mineral logs I can put just down here out of the way. And my pressure plate I no longer need. So this works the same way, but now we can feed it items. So if, in fact, let me get the mineral logs back. And do I have a hopper by chance? No. I can make one. I have a chest. And I have a lot of iron. I love having amounts of iron that are just lovely to have. So, and we can even make one more. And I'm using hoppers now. We're going to get into different kinds of ways to move things around that do not involve hoppers. And then I will take a chest is fine. So what I can do is I can hopper in and I can hopper out. And do I have a barrel? I much prefer barrels. If I've got a spare, I do. I'll put that in instead. Alright. So from here I can put in mineral logs and they'll go in and it automatically processes them, and it's filling up with resin. And this probably has, let's see, why are we not pumping out? Auto eject fluids, yes. So if you click this, then it's true, and then it will pump into the mechanical drying basin. Any shards you get as a result of this, which you can, will just stay here. So you will need to clear that out eventually, but this is filling up with resin and then ejecting the blocks here. It's really fast, which is very helpful. The other thing we can do, so this is done, process through everything. That's what we ended up getting, and this is almost done. So now this is done. If I want to, I can go grab some rock. It's raining outside, so we may have a visitor. Let's take some rotten flesh, and I can throw rotten flesh in here, and it will dry it and kick out leather, which is also very fast when it's powered. So this is a great way to process through things and yeah, use the drying basin for things other than liquid mineral. If you take a look at sorry, this way. You can put in chorus, if you can get liquefied chorus. There's the mineral. You can make chorus glass by putting a glass block in there. The same thing you can do with mineral. If you put a glass block in there in the basin and then have it fill with liquid mineral from the squeezer, it will make mineral glass. Yeah, you can also put blood in there if you have that, and you can get a hardened block of blood. And then there's some other various things you can do to transmute items from one thing to another. If you need a dead bush, you can put a sapling in. If you need coarse dirt, you can put this in, regular dirt. Dried kelp you can make just by putting kelp in, and it will dry it into this. So you don't actually have to cook it in a furnace. And so on and so forth. So other things that can happen, yeah, clay to terracotta. You can take a wet sponge and make it a dry sponge. All kind of fun things. So take a look at some of the things you can do with this. And yeah, here's the mineral glass. You put in a glass, piece of glass, and you get, with mineral being squeezed in from the squeezer into the basin, and then it makes the mineral glass. So when you have a recipe, that's how you make it. So that's there. So that's all set up, and we have power from both these devices, so that works. The next thing to note is where I'm at with mystical agriculture. So wanted to make a seed reprocessor, and first thing to note is I don't have the lowest tier gem anymore, the crystal. So I keep using gems and crystals interchangeably. I do not have the lowest tier crystal. I also do not have the Prudentium crystal because it just broke. So with that, that's not great because I still don't have the master crystal. So I'm hoping with this I will be able to, as I have all this as well, be able to craft this now finally. I think I finally have enough of the orange that I can actually make, and the blue. So the orange is there, then we make blue into red. And I get the one. And then we take the red and make it into purple. And with this, I need the supremium crystal and this to make the master. So before I go and use diamonds to make more of the crystals that have broken, I'm going to go ahead and craft the master crystal. And this does take an insanium amount of inferium essence to get there. So you put this red crystal here, you surround it by the purple essence, which is insanium, and supremium crystal, insanium, and you get one master infusion crystal. So for all intents and purposes, you do not need these other crystals anymore. You just need to use this one. One thing that is going on with the seeds, what time is it? Okay, it's daytime. Is something I'm not sure if it's good or bad. So I'm reserving judgment, but it's a thing, and I need more. Do I have more? No, I don't. Okay. So this is my planting area, and it's actually nice because it's not harvesting at the moment, so we can see the plants. I did build out between episodes this, and the reason being is I need more essence. So the only thing I've done under here, and I don't actually need this, the water will stay there, is added the lowest tier essence to the farmland. And I've been putting seeds up here. Something that's going on with the seeds is this. If you look here, the seeds are not stacking. You can definitely tell with these inferium seeds. So let me explain what is going on. So these are the tier 1 seeds. So there's the ice, the wood, the deep slate, the stone, and deep slate, stone, ice, I'm missing one. Wood, dirt, yes. So wood, deep slate, stone, ice, and dirt are all the tier 1s. I've crafted a honey and a dye, and I did that last time. And between episodes, I crafted a gold, which is a tier 4, a diamond, which is a tier 5, and a coal. Now, a coal's tier 2, and this farmland is tier 3, so that's fine. If you notice, this farmland looks a little bit different. It's red as opposed to orange, and that's because this is tier 5 farmland. So to be able to have the diamond, and even to have the gold, I needed a higher tier. So I had 2 level 5s applied here. There is a chance you can get back the essence that's on the farmland, but I have if I recall correctly, it's rare, but you can possibly get it back, and I got 1 out of 2 back. So I need to make some more hose so this stuff gets removed. So what's happening with the seeds is if you, let's see if these are, can I have regular just inferium seeds? Okay, there. So we can see this. So this is, yeah, they've all converted. All right. So before, I mean, you had very normal seeds. They were just, there it is. There's one right there. It's mystical agriculture, plain vanilla seeds. What is happening is as these things are producing and they're generating seeds, they're actually getting levels to them. The growth speed's changing, the yield is changing, the resistance is changing. So any of these seeds that we don't want anymore, I'm going to try to reprocess. And what that does is it strips off whatever essence is there. So if I did it with inferium seeds, I'd get inferium. If I did it with dye seeds, I would get dye essence back. And if I do it with deep slate, I would get deep slate essence back. So these, the fact that these aren't stacking means that they're improving, which is a good thing, but it also means it's going to be somewhat of a nightmare for storage purposes, which is why I'm going to recycle them. So that's where I'm at. So let's go, let's take, and this, the fact that this, oh, I should show you what I did underneath here. The reason why I have so many diamonds. And so I removed all of these blocks and I went down 9 blocks, and this is block number 9. So there's stacks, 3 columns of 9 here. And above that is the diamond, the coal, and the gold. So they're the ones getting all this extra growth. Now this is just, these are the tier 1 seeds and the tier 2 seeds that I planted, and some of the regular inferium seeds. So making a lot of these makes a huge difference. So looking here, I have, what, 4 stacks and a little bit of the diamond, and if you look at the ice or the dirt or anything else, there's not much here. The dye is actually doing fairly well, but it's dye, and I'm not even using the fertilizer. Gold I have 42, and coal I have 24. So this diamond is going crazy, which is great. So let me show you what we can do with this. In fact, let me grab this and that. So if you can afford the blocks, definitely put them under the higher level tiers of seeds that you're planting, because you're going to get a great outcome. So here with this, I believe it's this. Yes, you get 4. So it's quite a bit to get 4 ingots, but we can do that. So you can get 4 ingots. The other cool thing you can do is if you get copper essence and a blank record, and a blank record is made with this, and this is creeper essence and skeleton essence. You can make blank records and then generate your own music records by using these other essences. Nope, not that. So depending on which record you want, you can actually craft it with whatever these components are. And we have access to dye seeds, so we can craft up this dye without a problem. So there we go. Something to look forward to is making an entire musical selection. But the important thing is we can make gold. And there we go. We have made gold. Put those away. Then with diamond, well, let's do coal. So coal, if you do 8 of them, you get to make coal. You can make charcoal using wood and 1 coal essence. So all the wood that I've been growing can actually be made into either charcoal or wood products. So that's nice. You don't actually have to go cut down a tree to get logs to then burn to make charcoal. You can go right to charcoal. And having the essence stored as essence means that on a whim you can make whatever you need. So if I don't need to make anything right now, I don't have to. I can just sit with the essence. But you can also make deep slate and you can make stone. So again, you don't have to take cobble and convert it to stone, to convert it in a furnace to stone. You can just make it as stone. So that's very fun to do. And of course this one is the really, really fun one. It takes 9. You can also make a Heart of the Sea if you get a nautilus shell, and the rest of this is prismarine essence, which we can make seeds for, and squid essence if we have the right ones. So really the important thing is you can make diamonds, but there are other things you can craft. And yeah, we have a diamond. So there we go. Yep. So I will combine all these using the Master Infusion Crystal and get that started. So to make I'm probably putting this stuff away prematurely, but there. So there is that. So these are all the things. I did make some extra ice because you can use the ice to make food items like a banana smoothie or other kinds of smoothies. And so they're pretty nice to create as another item to consume. So we need this machine frame, and what I need to do is seed reprocessor. There it is. So I need 2 iron hose, 2 solium ingots, and 4 iron around this machine frame. A solium ingot is a prosperity ingot with solium dust, and that's just prosperity around iron. So yes, lots of iron, and I have solium dust. You get the solium dust from the nether. And yep. Oh, yeah. Need shards. Where are my shards? There they are. So I will make us prosperity ingots, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this guy is, oh, we need those. I need sticks. I never seem to have sticks. It's okay. It is okay. Let me just double check. I do have sticks in my backpack. Alright, so I'm going to need 2 of these. And there we go. That should do it. So, you do need to power this. And I will toss the rest of this stuff. Let me put this here. And I will put this over here. Yeah, I guess not. Okay. So let's go get some of these seeds and see what's going on. Oh, and I need to make a bunch of hose. I said that already, didn't I? So these are not bad. Okay, yield is very high. So those are good. These are not quite as good. And these are not bad, but not wonderful. Okay, so let's figure out what we can recycle. So anything, so this is a low, low, low. So I'm going to go with, yeah, that's probably a, there. You can feed it this way or power it. This is medium, high, none. Medium, low, medium. Anything that has low, I keep trying to put that in the wrong slot. That's actually a normal one. That's, you can put that there. That can be put in and recycled. What I'm looking for is growth speed and yield being very high. That's actually pretty good, those are. Because, ta-da! Found it! Yep, these are very, very high. And I looked like I have, wow, more than 2 stacks, 3 stacks of the very, very high. So I can go ahead and, yeah, use a hopper and pipe that in. Because again, we have an abundance of chest and iron, so there's my chest. So let's grab some iron. Until I figure out which way I'm going to go with piping, we're just going to do this. There we go. So that one I'm going to keep just because, and anything that isn't that super special high, yeah. So these are keepers, and there's so many of them that I don't need to keep them all. And I will force these through as well. So that's what it does. This is, if you look at mystical, I think it's called upgrades. Machine base, yeah, machine upgrades. So you can, this is the base component, and then there's tiers. So this will give you, it'll be 1.2 times faster, but it will use twice as much fuel. And so they're done by areas for things that actually take areas. So if you have a machine that says, let's say is a harvester type thing, it would need an area. So this does, it goes 1.6 times faster, this goes 2.5 faster, but it uses up 6 times as much fuel. So just be aware that it does cost a lot to get these upgrades. And these things are just nuts. They're just totally over 200 times. I mean, it's, well, that's an awakened too. That's a level beyond where we're at. But yeah, so to make one of these, this is, again, we need diamonds. Yay, diamonds. And prosperity ingots, which we just crafted. And then to make this, which will just get us a little bit of a bump, you make inferium ingots, which are prosperity that has this essence. So to get the next one up, you're taking the lower level. So you don't lose out anything by making this low level, because you can always upgrade it to a higher level, and then this would go into the next level. So you're not going to lose any resources by doing this. Where with the farmland, there's a chance you're not going to get your essence back. So that's how this works. And for now, it's just charging along, so I will let it do its thing. And it would really be nice if I had another spot to tuck stuff. Okay, this is where we need just a dump chest. Or barrel. Well, I have a barrel. Let's use the barrels. The salvaging table is over here. It's working just fine. I throw whatever I want in here. It auto breaks down, salvages the items, and then drops the remnants in the bottom. And then I can gather that up. Having a system all sorted out here would be nice. So this is the base seed. I may or may not want to hold on to that one. But yeah, these are definitely keepers. And these can be reprocessed. In fact, since I can, let me I'll just toss them in there. There we go. So they will process on their own good time. Now, I don't have anything set up to pull out from this yet, so I could put a hopper down here and a barrel, but for the time being, since I'm mostly doing these, I'm not really worried about it. All right, so that gets us there, and we have our seed reprocessor. So that will help with, a lot of the interesting forms of seeds we're getting. Now that we know that, oh, I left them in there, didn't I? Let me grab the seeds real quick. We have these seeds because these are the top tier seeds. I'm going to plant them over here and remove all of these. And I think there are no more hoes in this one. I do. Okay, let me actually move this down here, just so this can harvest. There we go. Ta-da! In fact, now is a great time to Ethereum. So I'm going to put this, not these, but these. So yeah, these will grow faster than their non-exciting counterparts here. See, these haven't even moved at all. So the growth accelerators underneath make a big difference. I'm hoping these, there we go. Trying to catch them right after they get harvested. That's deep slate. This is dye. That is inferium. I'm going to open that one up just so that I don't inadvertently. Yep, I'm close. It's taking time. So yes, I will. And I can't remember if I did that one. Not methodically doing this is not helping, so I'm just going to get these out of here. All right. So these all should now be the good seeds, and yeah. Yep. And we already have a bunch of seeds. And I got more seeds harvesting. So, yay. So this is continuing to generate seeds. So being able to strip the essence off is going to be beneficial to me because I don't need all of those seeds. So again, anything that's not top tier can actually go in here. This can be saved. And you can see how this is going to be just a nightmare of storage because of all the variations. You have 4 different fields here. I mean, you've got growth, yield, resistance, and mutability. And then you have 5 different levels. None, low, medium, high, and very high. So yeah, I won't go into the math, but there's a lot of permutations available here, and that you're going to end up with this. So get a seed reprocessor. Yeah, these are extra. These aren't the top tier, but they're not bad. So, and we're going to see very quickly that I'm going to have an overabundance of these. And can actually get rid of a lot of these as well. These are the best I have of these, and these are the best I have of those. So, yeah, I'm going to be generating so much essence. But it's good because you need that to be able to get all the blocks and everything else. Most of my farmland doesn't have a block underneath of it. And the blocks take and I'm sure you're going to guess it. One of these blocks not only takes essence, but it takes a diamond! That's why we're growing diamonds. Because I just cannot find enough diamonds. I may end up using Theurgy for that. The other thing with Theurgy is, let me see, we don't have a quest book yet. We're in V0.1.1 and there is no quest book yet. There are advancements you can take a look at. Just to see what is out there. And again, these will pop up as you trigger them, so you will not see all of these right off the bat. Silent gear, looter. Yeah. Unfortunately, mystical agriculture is not here yet. There's also a lot of other mods that are not here yet either. But it can help to kind of point you in the right direction since there is not a quest book. And we've actually done this part of integrated dynamics, where we have our drying basin and everything here. Yeah, I have not made the cables yet in the integrated tunnels, but yeah, we need to make a wrench. So there's other things we need to do here as well, and stuff for a different day. So let's, beyond mystical agriculture, because I can do that between episodes, we are now doing blaze gold and our ferrocore ingots. So what we can do with this, which we have not done yet, is, well, we can even, going back to this, one thing we haven't done is we don't have the wand yet. And we have not made a lot of these other things yet either. This ferrocore bow, the ferrocore tools and armor can be upgraded. So you can actually make a bow and add the potion arrow upgrade to it, which is kind of cool to do. And then you can make all of the machines that use ferrocore and the tools and the armor. Now to compare this to, so this is 2 armor ferrocore boots, and it doesn't have the step and jump boost on it yet, but we could make those. So if we did upgrade, I think it's upgrade, not augment. No, it might be augment. Yes. So this is absorption. So there's various augments that you can put on here and it tells you which pieces you can put on. So you can put night vision on a helmet, so you don't need the night vision goggles. You could put water breathing on a helmet, so you don't need the water breathing, what is it called? Scuba gear, I think it is. Or a potion of water breathing. You have it. So this tier 2 would be made pufferfish, which we would need, and then the second level of stuff, and this blank augment. Blank augment is just iron and this. So doable things here. The pufferfish is a little bit trickier, but you can make a pufferfish. Well, you can go and hunt down a wild pufferfish in the ocean. You can use fish essence to make pufferfish, or you can take any of these things that are identified as ocean critters and use that with some bamboo to make a pufferfish. So the fish seeds you need a soul jar filled with fish. So there's going to have to be a point where, for some of this stuff, I'm going to need to find an ocean, just to find some of the stuff that isn't around here, like fish and squid and coral and those type of things that will help out with some of the seeds we're going to need to make. Yes, so with that, let's make, so here's all the mercury shards I've made already, so let's make some heart canisters. So this is the Bobbly Heart Canisters mod, and to make a heart amulet you need a heart and some string and some glass. So for string I've got this. If I don't have actual string, oh, I have already made it. So I have flax string. It's also a good reason to make flax. One of the things you can do with flax, you can make string and use it as string anywhere, which will help with this. It does, any kind of the fishing poles you need to make, the leads, backpacks. So if you don't have easy access to string, this is a good thing to grow to get you to string. And then, yeah, you can make the, well, we don't have a blue heart yet, but string is needed for that as well. And if you want to make your own candles, you need honeycomb, which is a good reason to have the bees, and some kind of string. You can make a candle. So if you're doing enchanting, that's a good thing to have there. Early on, and I believe this has changed recipes, but yeah, I think it has. So let me go check. So this compass, the explorer's compass, recipe changed. So if you made it before the recipe changed, you needed spider webs, which is why it kind of looks like it's got webs. Kind of, it's like it's sitting on a web. And to make the webs, you can use honeycomb and flax string, and you can combine those together and make a web. So that was an easy early way to get this. And now this is a really ugly, much higher level recipe. So yeah, that's not a great thing. But if you need to make, cobwebs, that's how you can do it. So back to the canisters. So with this, let's make the amulet. So with this, if you right click, you can see that you have this amulet holds hearts, and these hearts are not these hearts, but this heart we're going to make, which is this heart, this red heart canister. So you need a heart, you need a wither bone, and you need a relic apple, which I haven't eaten yet because I haven't crafted one yet. But that is, you'll never guess, diamond! And emerald. Another good reason to grow diamond. So you take the apple. Oh, I actually have it here. And I don't know that this matters, but we'll check. Yeah, I think you can still do it this way. Yep. So you get one relic apple. So I'm going to see if I can. And then you take this. Bone heart canisters. So the canister is a bone and some iron. Now, iron I have plenty of. And I have 5 bones, so let's make 5 of these. Bones are wither bones you get from the nether when killing withers. And actually, let me see if I don't think I have any more. No, I do not. But you can put the canister, the apple, the heart, and that. And then, when you open this up, you can put that in there. And so I have, and I can make one more because I have one more bone. Is this used for anything else? Yeah, that would be a waste of it. So, no, it is not. And I need the so this, and this, and this, and this. And there we go. So, there. So this actually can be heartfelt amulet. So there is a heart amulet here, and that goes there. And yeah, extra hearts. I take this off. You can see I drop back down, so I have 1.5 of the bright yellow hearts. And if I add this, then it goes back up. So I have 6.5. Very cool. More hearts. Gotta love it. Love the hearts. And what else? Ah, yes. Let's make our next before we end the episode. So I started off making the wood jetpack. Its stats are jetpack. I mean, it's the basic jetpack. It does not do a true hover, so you will actually come down when you hover. Even if you hover, you will still sink. So I want to take this and make the next level up, which is, and I pre-made these pieces, a stone jetpack. So if we take a look here, it's still going to descend, but I think we have a better shot at staying up for a bit longer. And I can use this to charge it. And it holds a lot more energy, which is also a good thing. And is it night? It's almost day. So I will put this on, take this backpack off temporarily, and hope that I remember what my keybinds are. So, okay, so the HUD is again, here let me put this up against something dark. So the HUD is on the left, it says 100 KFE, the engine is off. So if I turn, and hover is the next thing down, and it is off. So if I turn the engine on, I should be able to go up. And I'm going up. And if I go hover, I toggle. See, I'm still sinking. It's not as bad, but now I can have some decent flight and not plummet to the ground when I have hover on. So let me take hover off and let me turn the engines off. Sorry, I turned the HUD off. Let me turn hover off. So I can do something with this. I didn't fly very far, and I've already lost 1/3 of my energy here. So one thing we haven't crafted yet, and that's my charger, by the way. I should yeah, I'm not going to put that down unless I actually have to charge something. But with this, and I haven't crafted it yet, so let's craft it, is I know I crafted it at some point, did I not? Have I misplaced it? It's a possibility. I may have just misplaced it. Let me take a look. The fuel canister. Oh, I may have tucked it away because I wasn't using it. Yes, I tucked it away because I wasn't using it. So, to give us power on the go, because I don't want to have to run out of fuel with my jetpack, we can do something from Just Dire Things, which is a pocket generator. And this is made with redstone, a furnace, some ferrocore, and some coal. So let's make sure we have that. Coal. Do I have the ferrocore furnace. I have a furnace. Okay, so one pocket generator. Now, with the pocket generator, there's no fuel in it at the moment. So if I open this up, there's a slot here to put fuel. So I could do this, and it will add fuel. Now, what it's also doing is charging up anything that needs a charge in my on me. So right now, this is getting charged up, which is great. To do this so I don't have to keep feeding it coal, I can put fuel in the canister and put the canister in, and then it will not only fill this up, which is kind of an annoying sound. I will have to mute that. So muffler. Yeah, that's not the sound I wanted though. Okay, I'm not sure that's it. But this will start charging itself up, and you can see it's now going up because the items I have are fully charged. When it runs out of fuel, which it just did, then this is empty and this is no longer going to hold a charge. One of the things I'm sorry, I have a little bit gravelly voice today. One thing we can do is take this coal that we were making out with this and form it into a block. So we put coal here, we get primal coal. We put primal coal here, and it will morph into this kind of coal, which is blaze ember coal. And we can form that into blocks as well. So this is a blaze ember block. Now I can take this coal and put it in here, and just to show you a comparison. Yes, so here is the fuel canister. Now it's again showing everything that can be tossed in here. I need to make a, if I take a block of coal, I can take this block of coal and put it in the fuel canister, or I can put it out here and get, and let me actually, so I have 10 of these. So you should get a few of these. So I have 14. So I got 4. You'll end up with 4. So I can turn one of these into 3 or 4 of these, and then I can turn 9 of these into 3 or 4 of these. So if you do the math, again, here's a math test. Yeah, so to get, let's just say 3. Let's go on the low end. So to get 3 of the blaze ember, you need to put down 1 block, which is 9 of the primal coal, and to get 9 of the primal coal, you need 3 blocks approximately of coal, which is 27 pieces. So we're going to do this in blocks so we get the idea. So 1 block of coal gives me 160 fuel. So it would take me It's 480 if there's 3 blocks of coal in there. So, and unfortunately I don't have one of these. But 3 of these blocks, 3 blocks of coal, which is effectively 480, will essentially give me the same as 9 of these. And if one of these is 24, I know I'm doing math. I can't believe I'm doing math. I apologize. What you're looking for as the end result is, instead of 480, you're going to end up with 720 because you went through the time and effort to Googlify it. And that's a lot better. And it takes up a lot less space. So that is worth the effort. The next step above this, that's not what I wanted. Let's look at goo. The next step above this requires a trip to the nether and dragon's breath. So that is probably going to be our next goal, is to get out there so we can make this version of the goo. After that, this version of the goo requires going to the deep dark. Now I have, you can go to the biome or you can go deeper darker. I would suggest going to just a deep dark biome. And I found a deep dark biome when I was mining. One of those surprise runaway kind of things. It's like, great, I found one, but I don't want to engage it right this second. So that is how that works. And this will continue to charge up as long as it has fuel. And it'll count down the fuel as this counts up. So please throw coal on your goo to make it better coal. And I think at this point we're going to end the episode. So we did some integrated dynamics. We did some mistcraft, mystical agriculture. Did some planting, went around in the nether. So, oh yes, the perk of wherever it is. Where did I put it? Oh, I probably put it in my backpack. Yes, so having one of these is fantastic because Theurgy allows us to, I find it not so easy to find ancient debris. I don't know about you, sometimes you get lucky, but ancient debris is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to find. But one of the things we can do, which we will do next time, hopefully, is get more into Theurgy, because we want to make these. So these are nice. You can make one of these, and we're going to need, I think, this one, because we're going to need the rare one, rare materials. So to do this, we need amethyst, which we still haven't found. But there is a way to find amethyst using this divination rod, which just takes some glass, some sticks, and some purple dye. So we go find our amethyst, and then we can make some of these other rods. This does require alchemical sulfur, which we will get into. So, as I said, right now all I've done is to try to get some mercury going with reprocessing seeds, wheat seeds specifically. So that's what we've done, and we'll go on to make some of the rods here, these divination rods, and go find some good things. Yeah, there's 2 ways to look at these rods. This one is very specific, but glass, iron, diamond, and netherite can find, as you step up a level in, a higher ranking divination rod, you can find rarer items. So I cannot just craft a glass divination rod and go look for ancient debris. It's not going to work. And then with these, this is another way to do it, is crafting these type of rods. And you know, you can these have the same kind of thing. So if you're using the rare one, you'd be able to find diamond, but you can't really do it with an abundant materials. You're not going to find diamond, so you have to get something more difficult, and that's how these work. So getting a couple of these going means that finding some of those harder to find things like vibranium, uh, the ancient debris, that type of stuff, will be easier. But it means getting into Theurgy, so something to look forward to as well. I am Cuberized, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of All the Mods 11. And again, we are on version 0.1.1, officially in beta. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. I do read and reply to everything. And for to get alerted to new content as I make it available, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it, and hopefully you appreciate getting the alerts. And please, if you did enjoy this episode, give me a like. That really helps me out and helps out the channel. So thank you very much for joining. I hope to see you at the next one. This is Cuberized signing off.